Sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
Yes. All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's been a moment. It's been a moment since we've had a corporate segment, and thank you for your patience. Y'all, it seems like I've been choosing to travel on Wednesdays without knowing it. So we haven't been able to do one in quite some time. I think it's been like 2 weeks, maybe a bit over 2 weeks, but here we are today, and we are talking all things corporate America and a little bit of financial education today because I actually discovered a very interesting topic on Dave Ramsey's financial show. And I want to run it by y'all and kind of get your thoughts about money and richness and who gets it and what God means for us to have. It was a very interesting conversation. So I also want to run that by y'all. But yeah, if you're not accustomed to being here on Wednesday mornings, this is our corporate Wednesday morning corporate segment. And today's topic, y'all. You're not crazy because we're talking about it. Are they purposely alienating you at work? Very interesting. And if you can see, I emphasize they. Okay. Are they purposely alienating you at work? Yeah, I think that's a good topic today because sometimes you think, you know what, I'm just crazy. I'm being a little bit too sensitive. That was a slight oversight on their part. Yeah, it's happened a couple of times, but people, you know what? I'm gonna charge it to the head and not the heart. Let's talk about it. Because according to this one man, there are 5 ways that quote unquote they alienate you at work. And he runs down each and every way that it's done. Now, you're always welcome to participate from the chat if you'd like, but also if something resonates with you and you want to add on to the conversation or you want to come up and give personal examples, come on up. My thing is just don't derail the conversation, keep it on topic, keep it on brand, and you should be good to go. You know what I'm saying? Because we never know what may pop up or come up during these segments. Goldie 411 says, "Wow, what a title. Extremely insightful." I know when I try to research my topics like a week or so before, and I kept going back and forth with this one, Goldie, and I was like, I don't want to stir the wave. I don't want to make any waves. I want to, but then I thought, well, shit, let's talk about it. It's real life for some people. It's not going to hurt us to keep it real over here. We're going to talk about it. Y'all, it's like an unspoken language. It's like these hidden subliminals that are happening, and you are being alienated in some cases. So I want to run it by you. Then we're going to shift into the financial segment. But before we take off, y'all, before we are clear for takeoff, drop it in the chat. If you're new here, one thing we do is we check in real quick. I want you to give me one word, how you are feeling right now, or how you're trying to feel toward the end of this segment. Let's go. Drop it. Think about it though. One word. Don't give me a whole sentence because I can't read it. One word. Think about it. Think about how you're feeling. The Estet Noir says Grand Risings, Queen and Palace, and the Bushes from the Office. I'll catch the replays. All right. All right. We'll see you on the replay, the Estet. Regina B is feeling amazing. Shirley Terry says she's feeling great. Thank y'all for following instructions. Del Valley girls feeling blessed. Okay, we got Candy Lou feeling overwhelmed. Reen Bass is coming in feeling energized. We got another amazing from Patricia. DMV Sisters feeling blessed. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Really quickly. Good morning, Yellow Hummingbird and Ruby Jewel. I see you sisters out there. Welcome, welcome. Notes and Nectar with Champagne is feeling hopeful. Okay. Well, hopefully, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and draw onto you, we hope that happens. Delois Campbell is feeling good. Alicia is feeling drained. We got what is it? Vigilant by Ladybug Assays. I'm gonna have to learn how to say your name. Ophelia is feeling blessed. We have overwhelmed. We got a lot of overwhelmed. What's going on, ladies? What's going on? Caramel is feeling favored. Angelique Antonio is feeling determined. Shalik R is feeling heavy. Damn, what's going on this Wednesday morning? Ooh. Tammy Duncan is feeling excited. We got awesome. We have resilient by Traveling Gma. We got T. Lee feeling productive. DG is feeling busy. Linda Gamble, my moderator, is feeling grateful. We have educated. Okay, Goldie. We got Tired by Ty. Cynthia Christian is feeling blessed. We got Humble. I think JR23 is Humble. Determined by I'm Jelly. I'm Jelly. Clarity Speaks, saying good morning. D Saranta, okay, damn. Serotinas. D Serotinas is feeling empowered. We got humble. We have thankful. All right. We have encouraged. Toot Latrice, my moderator, is feeling relaxed this morning. All right. Toot Toot BB. We have energetic. That's a good one. Leah's Gma is feeling motivated. We have optimistic. Look at these words coming through, y'all. Aquarius, even though she's supposed to use one word, she's feeling sure. Let's see who else. Brand new. One Crafty Sister is feeling brand new. Virtuous Woman is feeling exuberant. We got Blessed from Melanin Beauty. We have Happy from Rosemary Dean. Hey, Rosemary. We have Fantastic from Janice Christopher. Malik is feeling seen. Oh, Malik, are you in love? Are you feeling seen? Are you like, is this related to love or is this related to corporate? Oh, I want to hear more about that. Audrey is feeling happy. Miss Jones is feeling blessed. We have Ruby Jewel feeling blessed. Mama V is feeling peaceful. Luna B is feeling hopeful. And last but not, I think we got everybody. Wow, that's a first. We were able to get anybody. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. Yana says she's feeling frustrated. Release it and let it go, Yana. Lorna is feeling grateful. And then Sharon Bronson is coming in at the tail end feeling anxious. Well, you know what? I just hope that we leave you in a space better than what we found you. That's what we tend to try to do here on these corporate segments. We gonna get into it. Take a deep breath, y'all. If you kind of feeling jittery about the work week, whatever is going on, this too shall pass. Ain't no sense in holding on to it. You may as well decide, you know what? I'm gonna take control. I'm gonna take charge of my day. I'm going to get creative around this mofo. I'm going to make some stuff shake. I may as well put 100% in and be where my feet are. And that's right here in this segment with Queen Sheba. I can't change all of that. So yeah, an attitude of gratitude, because fear, anxiety, and all of that cannot exist in a space of gratitude. But here is what I want to share with you all. Here's the clip that I found. And I was like, damn, which led to today's topic, highlighting, are they purposely alienating you in the office? Are the things that you suspect actually being done on purpose? We're going to talk about it. And it could be nothing, but I just thought it was interesting. I want to run it by you, and let's take a peek and see what you think. Give me 1 second to remove my overlay, and we're going to get started. We are going to get started. Let me remove this overlay, honey. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Let's take it off. All right. And just give me your thoughts. Like I said, I know many of you at work, you cannot participate probably by coming up. But after we run this down, I'm going to let it play fully. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts. And then I'm going to replay it. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I messed up. Let me know when y'all can see, and then we'll get started. Let's see if y'all can see this. Oh, looks like we got it. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I've observed 5 ways that white people alienate black people in the office. My name's Curious Ben. I'm your capacity coach. Let me explain. 1, they accidentally leave them out of emails. I've seen this happen so many times, this sociopathic type of accident that allows white people to have the upper hand on information that they share with each other while not including their black co-workers. Number 2, they develop leadership teams that don't include any black people. If your leadership team doesn't include any black people, how are you truly going to represent all your employees with your leadership vision and communication. Number 3, they create cliques that don't include any of their black coworkers and then have the goddamn caucasity to say, why do all the black people eat together? Number 4, they hire and promote people that they're comfortable with, people with similar communication styles. And this means either white people or black people are able to navigate whiteness without upsetting the white people's comfort. And number 5, they create such a toxic environment for black employees that black employees quit and move on. So white people, if you're really serious about creating workplaces that represent the communities you live in, you're going to have to tackle these 5 ways that you're currently alienating black people in the workplace. I hope this helps. Stay compassionate.
Wow. This is, I guess, a corporate coach. And to me, when somebody comes out and speak like this, what this tells me, child, is they're no longer in corporate America. They feel safe to share their truth based on their experience and what they know to be true based on his race and what he knows is a fact that goes on in corporate America because he synced it. So what he's saying is there are 5 ways black people, people of color, if you're wondering if they are alienating you on purpose in the workplace, listen, here's 5 ways that you are intentionally being alienated. And when he says intentionally, that means, yeah, we're doing it. We know we're doing it. Number 1, he said, let me play it again.
Throughout my professional life, I've observed 5 ways that white people alienate black people in the office. My name's Curious Ben. I'm your caucasity coach. Let me explain. 1, they accidentally leave them out of emails.
Number 1, they will accidentally leave you off of an email. It's a way to hoard information to ensure that you don't get it. Because if you don't have the information, you cannot contribute to the conversation. You cannot contribute to the project. You cannot. Thank you to Latrice. Number 1, they purposely leave you off the emails.
I've seen this happen so many times, this sociopathic type of accident that allows white people to have the upper hand on information that they share with each other while not including their black coworkers.
This allows them, he's saying, based on his experience, what he's seen himself be done to people like you in the offices, this gives them an upper hand over you. Y'all, this is huge. Being left off of an email that's critical to your role, that's imperative to how you work and collaborate across the organization with your matrix partners. And what I mean by your matrix partners is the people that you have to work with to get shit done. Okay. So now when you don't receive the information you need or you didn't know about a meeting, guess what happens at the last minute when you are included? You are hustling to put together, to research the information so that you can show up prepared versus ill prepared. Would that not mess with your mental health? Would that not mess with your balance, your stability? And here you are thinking, it's an accident. He said it's a sociopathic accident. Wow. Valerie R says, I've seen this happen many times, unfortunately. Sherry M says, I've had a coworker complain to me about this behavior before, but she worked under a different manager. Ooh, accidentally, which is purposely. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have overlooked your name. I'm sorry. I accidentally left you off the email. You remembered everybody but me. Okay. Purposely leaving you out of emails. Number 2, and that includes meetings, you all. That includes meetings. Let's get to number 2. Here we go.
Number 2, they develop leadership teams that don't include any black people. If your leadership team doesn't include any black people, how are you truly going to represent all your employees with your leadership vision and communication?
Oh, the leadership teams do not include any black people. So that is very imperative when it comes to representation, advocacy, allyship in the organization, because you need somebody, according to him, at the table to pull and talk for you when it's important. And if the leadership team is not reflective of anybody that looks like you, he's saying, hold on, let me go back. You may not be safe. Let me play it again. Number 2.
Throughout my professional life, I've observed 5 ways that white people alienate black people in the office. My name's Curious Ben. I'm your capacity coach. Let me explain. 1, they accidentally leave them out of emails. I've seen this happen so many times.
Now, I've been accidentally left out of emails and meetings.
This sociopathic type of accident that allows white people to have the upper hand on information.
Sociopathic. Can somebody Google that for me? He said this sociopathic kind of accident. Y'all, this is intentional harm to you in the workplace. Intentional harm to get a one up you, to make sure you stay incompetent, to make sure that the goalpost is moved every you catch up. He uses a specific word, and I want to talk about it.
That they share with each other while not including their black co-workers. Number 2, they develop leadership teams that don't include any black people. If your leadership team doesn't include any black people, how are you truly going to represent all your employees with your leadership vision?
So this is coming from a white male, a white man. He says, listen, if my leadership team doesn't include any black people, I'm not representing y'all. When I talk about what my employees need, when I'm going into those meetings and I'm fighting, I'm not talking about y'all. It's not representative of y'all. The vision that I'm establishing, I'm speaking on the behalf of my white subordinates. Woo!
And communication.
Number 3.
Number 3, they create cliques that don't include any of their black co-workers and then have the goddamn caucasity to say, why do all the black people eat together?
They establish cliques, travel groups, happy hour, lunch. You know, sometimes maybe you do travel with them and you realize the next morning, hell, I didn't know nothing about a dinner. There are cliques that are established and you're not included, but they look at you and your coworkers and say, why are they over there eating together? As if you weren't alienated and left out. You're purposely being left out of emails. You're purposely not being represented by the appointment of leadership teams. And also, we're going to leave you out. Y'all, anything you starve will die. Anything that you starve will die. Let's talk about number 4.
Number 4, they hire and promote people that they're comfortable with, people with similar communication styles. And this means either white people or black people are able to navigate whiteness.
Damn. They hire and promote people that they are comfortable with. Watch this. This gets tricky. Either white people or black people who speak like them, who articulate like them, who can demonstrate that they are comfortable navigating whiteness in the workplace. Pause on that. This is number 4 of 5 ways to establish. I kind of go down this ladder and said, is it a possibility that I'm being alienated in the workplace? Malik says, boom. And sometimes the promotions may be to another black person that they feel like, okay, we got a white understanding, right? Okay. And this is from a white man. Okay. Angie said, this means that you're a safe black person to them. Tay Siobhan says, yes, they used to do the lunch thing at my last job and would get mad when I would go get a better lunch. Then they got to ruffle feathers. Did they invite you though? Because he's saying that they purposely leave you out. I just went through this last week and someone in the clique that likes me told me to leave the department. I will start my new promotion in March. They are pissed. See, you had an ally in that group. Oh, DG says, yes, you're purposely left out, but they will call out your non-inclusivity. Sociopathic. Remember, he said sociopathic. So see if you can say, this is sociopath. Can somebody look up sociopathic? Okay, here we go. Sociopathy is a term for antisocial personality disorder, a mental health condition that involves a lack of empathy and disregard for others' rights. People with ASPD may also act impulsively. Wow. Let's continue to number 5.
Without upsetting the white people's comfort. And number 5, they create such a toxic environment for Black employees that Black employees quit and move on.
So he said, when all else fails, we're going to get you out of here one way or the other. We're going to make it so uncomfortable for you. Sociopathic decisions we're making relating to or characterized by asocial or antisocial behavior or exhibiting antisocial personality. But we're going to do it in a group. That's where the socio comes from, y'all. A group mentality. We're going to make it so toxic, you're going to leave anyway. We're going to force you out. You're going to leave on your own accord. Because we're going to create such a toxic environment for you. You're going to quit. You're going to be looking for another job. And that it seems like that's true because some of you have placed in the chat, you had to leave. It became so bad that you had to leave. Damn. Does this resonate with anybody? Any of these? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4? Okay, Miss Queen 19 says, very true. Number 4, I was intentionally being overlooked for advancement opportunities, having the most experience for another with the least. I knew then I was being pushed out. Did you leave? He said that's probably the 4th sign. When you're constantly being overlooked for promotion or raise, you know you're in there working your ass off. But one way that they alienate you is they'll keep you there for years after years. Some of you have been on your job for years. For years. And you're fighting for pennies on the dollars. We're not even talking about promotions. We're talking about raises for performance and how you work and some of the things that you've done on the behalf of the organization. And you can't even get a decent pay rate. He's saying these are some of the ways that you are being alienated in the workplace. Number 4. Number 1, for those of you that are just joining us, one of the number 1 ways that this gentleman has shared that you are being alienated in the workplace is when you are, quote unquote, accidentally left off of emails. What he's saying is it's not accidental. It's indeed on purpose. It's on purpose, and it's a way for them to one-up you, to hoard information so that you do not receive the intel of what's going on. And let me tell y'all, that's a big deal. I'm telling you, that is a big deal when you miss information, because even when you're added on the email, there's no guarantee that you will be added on the original thread. There's no guarantee that you will get all of the information you need. Sometimes email threads go on for weeks, go on for months. And now you're at the mercy of somebody else tagging you in. That's it. I really try to mind my business. As the company I work for does anniversary birthday celebrations monthly, and they always make it at a time I have meetings, but I don't care. Are you, but have they always done it at that time? How big is that company? How big is that company? Because it could just be a happenstance. I'm not trying to downplay it, but how big is that company? I mean, if it's like 3 employees, that may be. Yep. Yep. Okay. Angie B says these 5 points about you being alienated in the workplace are very true. And she left. She didn't look back. Number 2, he said is, okay, here we go. Number 1, what we went over is you are purposely left out of emails. And in many cases, meeting invites. Number 2, leadership teams exclude Blacks and people of color. There's no representation on leadership teams. Why is this important? He says because when they go and they're at the table, they're not advocating for you. They're advocating for your for their white subordinates, right? They're not thinking of you if there's no Black representation on a leadership team. So you are excluded. You are being excluded. Number 3, they create cliques and they leave you out of invites, social gatherings. You're not a part of the clique. Number 4, they hire and promote whom they are comfortable with. And that could be a Black person or a white person who's been able to demonstrate that they are comfortable navigating whiteness within the corporation. And number 5, if all of those do not work, they purposely create a toxic environment for Blacks and you end up leaving anyway. Wow. This is from his mouth, not mine. A Caucasian male. These are some of the things that are being done to you in the workplace. And he used the word sociopathic behaviors, which means relating to or characterized by asocial or antisocial behaviors or exhibiting antisocial personality disorder is being inflicted. Pain is being inflicted on purpose. You're being tormented on purpose. We don't want you here. Now, my question to you, oh yeah, it's corporate segment. My question to you, yeah, I'm finna go there. I'm finna go there. I'm sorry, I'm finna go there. Why do you stay in places where you're not welcomed? Why do you fight for doors to open when people don't want to open it for you and they're going to treat you like crap anyway? They're going to purposely leave you out of communication. It's been happening for years. There's no promotion. There's no advancement. You fighting for pennies on the dollar for a raise. Why are you still there after 15 years, after 6 years, after 12 years? What's the psychology behind that? Where you feel like you can't get something better. So you would rather stay in the lion's den. You would rather stay with your mental health being torn up from all sides as opposed to taking a risk and going out to find something better. Can somebody explain the psychology behind that? Because it's one thing for somebody to do something to you. It's another thing to allow them to do it year after year after year after year. Yeah, we're very disruptive around here in the palace. These are real conversations and real questions. Now, the real Nikki says, I accidentally stayed 10 years because I enjoy what I do, but God has been helping me because there's no training. God always provides me with info I need via common sense. Now, let me ask you this. How do you accidentally stay anywhere for 10 years? Nikki, now you know I'm going to ask. Paracy says, what about they only want to give you jobs in custodian or food service? Who? Where? Who? Where? Don't apply for them. Yep. Don't apply for them. Oh, wow. Miss Queen 19 said they fired me and I now have an EEOC case. I recommend always request communication via email and send it to yourself for issues like being retaliated against. Wow. Okay. Wow. Tammy Duncan said one of the signs that she noticed is she started not receiving her bonuses and she started to become overlooked for promotions. And she was the only Black, but she was there the longest. How long did you stay there? That's what I'm saying. What's the psychology? How long did you stay there? Because at some point, what I would like for us to do is become more disruptive in our own path, in our own life. See, we get to teach people how to treat us, and everybody's not going to welcome you in their organizations and in their corporations for open arms. But let me give you some, because if we assess it, we have to address it. So now we've assessed that it could be a problem for some of you where you are in your workplace. And you say, okay, Queen Sheba, you're putting all of this out. Now give us some strategies of what we can do about it. Number 1, I'm going to share with you some things that I've done, maybe 2 points. One thing that I've done throughout my career on a consistent basis is I don't care how big the raise is or how glamorous the new job title is or what the promotion is. I've always told myself, all right, I'm going to sit in this position for 6 to 9 months. Okay. And if I feel like I'm being supported, if I feel like I'm thriving, if I feel like I have everything I need, I will continue to perform and be productive until I can't. Number 2, if I can't, Is it because I'm gapped in an area? And if there's a gap, that means I don't know something, y'all. There's a deficit, right? A gap, a skill set. If there's an issue of a gap for me, what can I do to bring myself up to speed so that I'm no longer gapped in that area? Number 3, if I've done all I can do and this is just the culture, I'm out. And I'm typically out within a year to no longer than 18 months. I refuse to stay in any situation where it's toxic for me. That's what I do when I walk into a situation. I don't give a damn about longevity. I don't give a damn about retirement. I don't give a damn about tenure. I'm out of here. My mental health is more important because I do believe you take the risk when you subject yourself to such toxic environments. You may not be guaranteed to make it to retirement, depending on how impactful, how bad it impacts your health. That's a number 1 way. Just Maya, not answering questions, ignoring you. Oh, that's a number 1. Yeah. You know what you can do in that case? You escalate. And you put somebody else on that email. Yep. Yeah. Let me see what else we got. Queen Sheba, $1 million question. Yes. Why do you stay? That's right. Why do you stay? Because listen, we got to come out of that victim mentality. It's 2025. I'm not saying the stuff isn't happening. My question to you is what you going to do about it? You cannot be looking to other groups of people to solve problems that they've created. It's a problem for a reason. They call it systemic for a reason. It's a system that they run and they operate. So what you going to do about it? Toot Latrice says, we were taught to push through. I'm going to teach you to pack your bags and go. You plan your exit strategy, you take a different job, and you go. And sometimes the different job is not the dream job. It is an escape route. You just veered off the exit for a second to catch your breath and figure out a game plan. I think sometimes when you're thinking about it, you're like, oh, I can never find a job like this. That's not sometimes that's not the goal immediate. That's called the short term, right? Short-term goal is get the hell out of here and get myself to higher ground into a safe place and be able to figure out a game plan. Because the block is hot over here. So you're not going to necessarily get the best thing that you need or want immediately after leaving. But you know what? You're going to empower yourself. You're going to start to feel good about what you did, closing that door. You're going to be proud of yourself, pat yourself on the back, and it will enable you to continue to make good decisions like that. You are not a good employee if you stay and allow people to abuse you. I wouldn't hire you to work for me. I would not. And I'm just talking. This is just us, right? Nobody's listening. This is just us. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, there's no way you can feel good about the work that you're doing if you would allow yourself to be handled that way, blatantly. That's it. Oh, ouch. This may be an ouch conversation. Malik Prosser says the majority of them stay because they have been promised that things would get better. They have become allies with someone of the same race. They feel comfortable enough to be there. Well, then, if you choose to stay, you can't complain. Because now you're not doing anything about it. You're just talking. If you choose to stay, don't complain. Because you're not taking any action about it. There's no action behind the dissatisfaction. Shelly Grant, thank you. She says, this is wonderful information. It's my pleasure. Okay. Ms. Queen said, this is why DEI is important, because you have people in place to speak up for you. Merit-based is subjective, as you can have the most qualified person being overlooked because they like the other person. I think I'm going to push back. DEI or not, white women have benefited the most from DEI. White women have been classified as a minority higher. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Gay men are considered DEI. Asian women, Asian men, veterans. So DEI, I don't know if that really works for us or have worked for us because we've been consistently and historically overlooked. So that's why I don't feel no kind of way about DEI being taken away because hell, it didn't benefit me anyway. I still had to work hard. There's times I was still overlooked for being promoted. But you know what I do? I take my marbles and I go play elsewhere. Okay, I see what's going on. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So I don't know if I agree about the importance of DEI for women of color because you still don't see them in the C-suite level leadership positions. That does nothing for us in most cases, in my opinion. Now, the link is in the chat, y'all. The link is in the chat. That's all. I told y'all this was going to be a straightforward conversation today because I need y'all to wake up. You remember I also said, I'm going back to you, Queen 19, stop looking to other demographics of people, systems to solve your problems. The only people that can determine if DEI is valuable enough for them to roll back out is them. So why are we pleading a case that we needed and it's so important? Okay, so now I'm giving you the responsibility of solving my problems in corporate America? No, we got to get out of that way of thinking, in my opinion. You got to begin to solve your own problems. You got to touch up your own resume. You got to go apply for different jobs. You got to hit the ground running and you got to keep going until you get exactly what it is that you deserve. She Caramel says, you are correct, Sheba. Regina B says, exactly, Queen Sheba, what you gonna do about it? That Hope says, you're right. You know when you gotta know when it's time to go, and you gotta know when to stop looking to other people to help you. Nobody's coming to save you. I played that a couple of weeks ago. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to advocate for you. I don't give a damn who it is. You have to begin to lean in for yourself in 2025. If you haven't already. If nobody's told you that, guess what? Surprise, surprise. Queen Sheba's telling you today, stop it. Stop looking to your boss. Start initiating those conversations. Hey, it's been over a year. I know we talked about a possible promotion. Since then, there's been, the line has kind of gone dead. So I would like to refresh that conversation. If this is something that's not really on the radar right now, I understand that, but I need to hear it from you. Okay, good. The innocent instigator. I love it. Hold on. Let me put on a round of applause. See, we got somebody that got what they needed. Y'all, we got somebody that got what they needed. Hold on. Where's my round of applause? The innocent instigator says, I took your advice on a question I asked a while back. Well, long story short, I got a $4 raise in December. Listen, do you feel comfortable coming up real quick to just kind of, I don't know what question I pose that you should pose to your superior, but I just dropped the link. Congratulations to you. She says that's a lot, a $4 raise. Wow. Okay, the real Nikki said only 4 people knew I was leaving. Now it's getting out for which to click is mad. See, nobody should know you're leaving. Nikki, where have you been? Where have you been? Nobody. One thing we teach over here on corporate Wednesday morning segments, nobody should know you're leaving, not even your best friend at work. Because I don't believe you have good friends at work. I think it's just a work buddy. And I think when you're gone, eventually that relationship will fizzle out. It will. And I mean, there are times that, whereas the exception and not the rule, nobody should be knowing your next move. Yep. Ashley B says, I will call them out. And then what? And then what? Ashley, see, we're trying to get you to preserve your power and use your energy for you. Calling them out then what? Joanna Williams says she's been working in corporate for 22 years. She's seen a lot from both sides of the spectrum. She's saying, people, please do not allow anyone to mistreat or abuse you, and make sure that you're also being respectful. Now, you can't be a disruption in the workplace and hell on wheels and a damn Tasmanian devil demanding people treat you right when you act a damn fool and you are a problem employee. Now, that's kind of hypocritical. Make sure that people enjoy seeing you coming. Make sure that your work is of great value, because otherwise you don't really have a case and you don't feel confident about leaving because you know you've played your parts, like she said, on both sides of the spectrum. DEI, Luna says, I heard it helped white women mostly. I can tell you how to find it factually. You can look at their DEI scores. It'll give you the ratio of hires, who's been promoted. Many companies have to release that to the public unless the shareholders vote it down. Y'all, I'm speaking facts when I talk over here. I know how it works. This is public information you can find about corporations. Yeah. Especially if they receive federal funding. Goldie Life says it feels remarkable when you slide out on your own terms, create your own boundaries, and it makes you a better person. Your spirit is a little bit lighter. Your spirit is a little bit lighter. You feel better. You're not, listen, if you're in a place where you don't like, you probably are not a joy to be around anyway. You see what I'm saying? Your face is probably telling one story, your tone in your email. So eventually you need to get up out of there anyway, because I just said it. You're not a good employee if you're allowing yourself to be mistreated. There's no way you can feel good about coming to that place. So something is going to begin to suffer. Your health, your attitude, your morale, your esteem, all of that, your presenteeism, your productivity. Am I lying? No, but nobody's ever just probably put it in your face like that. So what the hell are you doing? Get up, wake up, have a real life conversation with yourself and ask yourself, what the hell am I doing? Now, I've been making enough excuses. I'm saying I'm staying because of this and that, but at the end of the day, wow, what am I doing? Yana says, I love this topic. So many people have and still is dealing with this. I know I have, and still choosing to deal with it. Choosing, because I've given y'all enough to change your entire life if you want to when it comes to corporate America. Goldie, Goldie says that, writes, this conversation is giving me life. The word says something, you have to encourage yourself. And you got to do something about it. Other than that, you're just talking. You're just talking. And that gets old after a while. People get tired of hearing you complain. Do something about it. Polish up the resume. You can do something about it without saying a word. I got you. She says, I can't come up right now. What question did you ask? If you can type it in the chat. Yeah. You be bold and you demand what you want. Absolutely. In the most beautiful ways. Formalize the right language and put it in writing in the most beautiful ways. This is an art. But even after speaking out and doing that, if it's a system that's created to not be inclusive, you will wear yourself out. Your intellect, I am here to tell you, will not win every battle. How to win friends and influence people. Your intellect. One of the chapters says your intellect will not win every battle. So at some point, you're going to have to call a timeout and get what you need out of that and be on your way. Yeah. Pearly Falcon, Tsunami says, wow. Yeah. It's an ouch conversation. Yeah. It's an ouch conversation. Yeah. I don't want you to be lazy on your own behalf. I don't. I want you to get up and decide that your life is going to be different. I want you to get up and say, you know what? Shit, I've been sitting here complaining too long. At this point, I'm voluntarily remaining in a situation that I know is not working. And listen, let bygones be bygones. We're not talking about an attitude of hate. We're not talking about an attitude of, just it is what it is. Take the emotion out, start putting some strategy into place, and ease on down the road. That's it. That's all. So Nanny of the Moment of the Marine says women in general are very shy when it comes to demanding what they deserve, not white women. I work in a male-dominated field and I don't play with these men, but I'm always very demure, very polite, and with a big, bold smile. Listen, not white women, not the ones I've worked around. Are they shy, or do they lack confidence when it comes to asking for what they need? And y'all, you don't necessarily have to ask for what you need verbally. Put that in writing, in an email, in a meeting request. There's more than one way to communicate what you need. Thank you, Tayshavon. Yes, we are not in the victim Olympics. We're gonna come. Yes, thank you. That's all I'm saying. We got to get out of that position. We gotta get out of that way of thinking. We gotta. They treat. Okay, yeah, they are. So what am I gonna do about it? You know what? How you doing today? Great. You good? Lovely. You got to start empowering yourself to come out of the victim mode. Stop looking to everybody else to solve your problems. You know what? I ain't gonna even complain no more. It is what it is. I'm about to start fixing some stuff. That's it. Stacy says, I am in this place right now. I am desperately trying to move on. I just can't do it anymore. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Because as you begin, not just Stacy, but anybody that needs to hear this, and we're going to go to the financial segment. Listen, as you move on, right? So work is like relationships. Would you want anybody to enter into a new relationship with you that came and that's in like this state of angst, this state of anxiety? No, you're going to have to calm down. You're going to have to surrender to the truth. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not happy here. And I'm going to move on. And that's all you say to yourself. All of the rest of it doesn't matter. I'm not happy. You see how you take responsibility, and I'm going to move on. And it has nothing. And all of the rest, you got to leave out. Because otherwise, you leave with a vexed spirit, and you take that uncertainty to a new corporation. All you need to know is I'm not happy, and I've got to move on. And I'm going to start with baby steps. The first thing is I'm going to establish what's my next step. And then after that next step, what would be my next step? And then after that next step, what would be the next best step? And it's just one step at a time. That's it. That's all. All right. So thank you for tuning in to our corporate segment. I want to share with you really quickly before we log off. I hope that was helpful. Let me share with you this financial conversation that I came across. I believe it was yesterday, and I thought it was very interesting. I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but what I am saying is I thought it was worth the conversation. So let's take a look. Let's see. Oh, not that one. Sorry about that.
They weren't my professional.
Here we go.
Does God want me or us to be wealthy?
Here's the true idea. Okay. God doesn't care if you're wealthy or if you're poor. He doesn't care one way or the other. All he wants is your heart. All he wants is your worship. And if poverty gets in the way of your worship, that's a problem. If wealth gets in the way of your worship, that's a problem. Those of us that are people of faith, that are people of the book, believe that we don't own anything. We are merely managing it for God. There's all this biblical evidence that we're not supposed to worship wealth and that wealth can be dangerous because it can become an idol. But if we can maintain the distance from it as a manager instead of an owner, if you don't say my, instead you go, I'm holding this with an open hand. What do you want me to do with it? It's yours. And then you're managing it. If you're faithful with the little things, you'll be given more to manage. But on the other hand, you're not better than someone else. I know some of the highest character, smartest people who are not wealthy. And that does, you're not better than them if you're managing more money than they're managing. You just have more responsibility.
Does God want?
I heard it and I was like, let me say that. That's really, and I kind of stopped and I thought about it. And I didn't know where I stand on this. And the caller came in and he's like, listen, I know you're a man of faith. What are your thoughts? Does God want us to be wealthy? Stay on topic, y'all. Take what you need. See, that's what I'm saying, Tiff. Sometimes you can get what you need, even when you disagree. Look, it's Tiff already trying to go off. But listen, and he said, what are your thoughts on that? Does God want us to be wealthy?
Want me or us to be wealthy?
Here's the true idea. Okay. God doesn't care if you're wealthy or if you're poor. He doesn't care one way or the other. All he wants is your heart. All he wants is your worship. And if poverty gets in the way of your worship, that's a problem. If wealth gets in the way of your worship, that's a problem.
I did find the statement about God doesn't care. All he wants is your heart. And if poverty gets in the way of your worship, that's a problem. If wealth gets in the way of your worship, that's a problem. Now, we're only talking about believers at this point, right? So I remember praying a prayer, and this is like a full transparent moment where I was like, hey, listen, God, let's go ahead and get this money conversation out. Y'all think I'm lying. I kid you not. Let's go ahead and get this money conversation out the way, because I don't want a concern for bills or a concern for lack to keep me frustrated and in a place where I can't connect with you. I kid you not. I've been praying that for years. Didn't even know what the hell I was talking about, but I knew that living check to check and robbing Peter to pay Paul kept me in a state of angst. It kept me in a state of worry. It kept me in a state of, oh my God, insecurity financially. I remember praying that. I said it out loud. And I was like, wow, it is a problem if poverty is entering and disrupting your time and your worship with God. You hear some pastors say you hear some pastors say God wants people to be wealthy with nice. Yeah, if it's for you. I mean, is that a problem? That's what I'm like. Is that a good thing to you, Suela Marie, or is that a bad thing for you? I understand that the poor. That's why Dave Ramsey is saying, if y'all are listening to him, he says he don't think God cares because he wants your heart. So I was like, listen, bro, you don't have my heart right now because I'm too worried about other stuff. I'm too busy trying to hustle. And this was many years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I also backed it up with, I'm willing to work for everything I ask for, be it your will. So I'm not saying you need to pray that. I just found it, wow, ironic that he put that in there. And I was like, okay, I was ahead of my time, but it seems relevant to the conversation. Gigi Brown says, say so, Queen. Everything we own belongs to God. He's our source. We come in the world with nothing and we leave with nothing. Yeah, but are you comfortable having? Because some of you are not comfortable having money. Some of you are not comfortable asking for it. It just goes back to what somebody else said earlier. Women are not comfortable. Let me go find her comment. Let me start your comment, and then we can. You see, everything that we say over here, it all goes hand in hand. Watch this. Let me find it. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Gigi, I need to start yours. And then let me go to the other lady who left a comment. Let me find it. Here we go. Nanny of the Maroon says, women in general are very shy when it comes to demanding what they deserve. And that's typically a raise, y'all. That's typically a promotion. And within a parade, if you just get down to the nitty gritty of it, we're talking money. We're talking money. So subconsciously, have you been conditioned that you are uncomfortable talking money, asking for money? And if so, why? Do you believe you deserve it? Because then if we go back to Gigi's comment, Gigi says, so say so, Queen Sheba, everything we have belongs to God. Everything we own. He is our source. Amen. I agree with that. She says we come in the world with nothing and we leave with nothing. But in between coming and leaving, there's a life that we have to live. And my question to you is, being that you have to be here for quite some time, right? Whether it's 60, 70, 80 years, what do you do in the meantime? Are you comfortable with money? Are you comfortable praying for assistance? Are you comfortable asking for a promotion? Y'all don't make me preach a sermon today, because we talk about the beginning and the end, but we're not talking about the middle, the sweet spot of the cookie, the cream, the icing. That's life in and of itself. Because look, subconsciously, I don't think y'all are comfortable. And this is good. I'm glad. Keep speaking freely, because this is really good, Miss Queen. This is really good, Gigi and Miss Maroon, because he said not to store up our treasures here on earth. No, because we lose it. But in the meantime, you living here on earth. So are you comfortable? Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Oh, baby, I told you this was going to be. Okay, so listen. Look, I like this conversation. Miss Queen says Matthew 6:19, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth. Passage is a reminder that material wealth is not secure, and that we should instead focus on heavenly treasure. Be content in what you have. But at the same time, I don't want you to find scriptures to feed a deficit or a spirit of lack, because you can also find scriptures to support that God wants you to be blessed on every area. It's just basically about the story that you tell yourself as an individual. So what it all comes down to is there's no right or wrong. It all comes down to, do you feel like you deserve it? Do you deserve it? I don't know. That's not for you to answer today. I'm just enjoying the conversation. I'm here to shake, rattle, and roll. That's what I do as a product developer. To be disruptive, create something new outside the box, something that people have never seen before, to inspire conversations like this, to get you scratching your head and say, damn, Queen Sheba, then got me curious. I thought I know what I needed and wanted, but damn, there's more I can ask for, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. It just depends. That's it. That's it. Look at y'all giving me these scriptures of why y'all shouldn't have money. Listen, I know the scriptures exist, but those aren't the ones I rely on. Tree W says Matthew 19:24. It is easier for a camel to pass through. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Then why are y'all praying for promotions? Why are you asking for raises if that's truly how you feel? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but I'm just going, and the word is the word. But you take what you need based on what journey, what season you're in, right? So don't be surprised if what you're manifesting subconsciously isn't conducive or is not in alignment with what you're asking for out of your mouth, because the spirit, right, and how you really feel, they're not aligned. You cannot cheat life. I'm not saying y'all are wrong. I'm just giving you something to think about. That's all. That's all. Okay. Miss Cutie Pie. Come on, they coming at me, y'all. Not really. I'm just kidding. Miss Cutie Pie says Matthew 6:33 says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Have you sought the kingdom of God? Have you lived a life that's pleasing? Are you waking up and doing your best every day, not aiming for perfection, but progress? And if so, all these things, hello, Father, I need a little help. All these things, hello, Father, I need to get my book off the ground. I'm trying to get my cupcake business going. Y'all, it's all the same. It's just how we think and what we deserve and what we feel like we deserve and what we're willing to work for. And that could be the reason why some people are stuck, because of the conversations that you're having internally. All these things. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. If you want it, go get it. There's only one way to know if you're on the right track. That's to take a step of faith. The seed of a mustard, what is it? The seed, the faith of a mustard seed. Faith of a mustard seed. King Solomon was wealthy, and so was Queen Sheba. Oh. Come on, Ruthie. So was Queen Sheba. She came bearing gifts. She came bearing gifts, gold. She came to test his knowledge. She came to test his wisdom. And she started off by presenting him gifts. Tiffany says, poverty is a lie from the enemy. If you are blessed to be a blessing, how can you help someone in need if you're always in lack? That's all. I'm just, y'all, the very beautiful conversation. I know I'm a little bit over time. I'm going to wrap up here in just a second, but I just want everybody to really be able to contribute by way of chat, or if you feel like coming up. Nanny of the Maroon says, I'm not accepting less than I deserve when these pastors are scamming people out of millions. I work very hard and always deliver the max. So my paycheck, come on, should match my hard work, and you should expect it to. You should expect it to. And if it doesn't match, you get yourself in an area where it will match. So when y'all say go to a place where you're celebrated and not tolerated, y'all, I'm talking finances, and I hope you are too. Don't tell me you appreciate me. Pay me like you appreciate me. Save the pizza, save the t-shirt. Go ahead and put it on my paycheck. Okay, cutie, Miss Cutie Pie says, God will give you the desires of your heart when you put him first. Yes. And what are the desires of your heart? And that's not directly to you, Miss Cutie Pie. That's just like a rhetorical question out to the audience. You can't be afraid of promotion. You can't expect a promotion at work and then be scared to be blessed with money and have a fear that you're taking your eyes off of God. You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then say, you know what, give it to me as I'm able to manage it. Give it to me as I'm able to establish more confidence in you and establish more confidence. See, God is you. I mean, if we really want to go deep, and I don't really want to go that deep, the more you establish confidence in yourself, you're given credence to what God has done to you, through you, and in you. That's all I'm saying. Boom. There you go. I like it, Miss Queen. Yep. And y'all, wealth and poverty, let me tell you what it really is. It has nothing to do with money. It's a state of mind that's either going to draw wealth unto you or draw lack unto you. That's it. The money is just a symbol of what's going on in your life. The money, the lack thereof, is just a symbol of what's going on in your life, whether it's your behaviors, whether it's your attitude, your conditions, your environment. That's it. It's just a mindset. But I had to take us down a long road so that we can all arrive at the same place together. I can't believe y'all made me do this show by myself today. Nobody came up, but that's okay. I hope you got what you needed. I hope you got what you needed, and I hope we left you better than how we found you, because I know some of you came in feeling heavy, overwhelmed, but I hope you feel inspired on this beautiful Wednesday. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to Corporate Segment Wednesday morning. And I hope you enjoyed it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.